What's going on, fam, team? It's that Make Sense podcast featuring yours truly, O, and Mr. Kelvin. And we got some pretty interesting facts, updates, new developments, news criteria. We got some numbers for y'all also. And as we predicted, said, episode 1, episode 2, we're going to make a series with this coronavirus because it's going to be around for a while. So we're going to just make it a whole series. We'll talk about it. I don't care. Y'all get tired of hearing about it. But you know what? We protecting and we trying to save y'all and help our people and the people that's around us and we coming in contact with, because this shit is a lot more serious than what they made it out to be. And now the world starting to understand how serious it's going to be now. Mr. Kelvin told us how it was going, how it was shape-shifting, how it was moving, how long that you could actually be around it and not know you contracted it. My bad.
Yeah. Shalom, family. It's Kelvin again. Breaking news, breaking updates. We're trying to get our family prepared and let you know everything that's going on. Breaking news is, as of today, first confirmed case of coronavirus in Louisiana is down in Jefferson Parish. That's down around New Orleans. Down in Jefferson Parish. The preliminary means that the doctors took the test, and they said it's coronavirus. But only way you can get it confirmed is you got to send it to the CDC in Atlanta. They the only ones that can quote confirm the coronavirus. Okay, the United States only, as of yesterday, tested 1,800 people. So, what's the real numbers? What's the real number of people who have this coronavirus? Now, mind you, that you just can't go up to any hospital or any emergency facility or any walk-in clinic and get the coronavirus test. You just can't do it. It don't have them. You can't find out you got the coronavirus by taking a SARS virus test. You got to get the coronavirus test, which was approved by the World Health Organization 3 months ago. And the United States had none shipped in until about 3 weeks ago. They tried to create their own test from the CDC, but they made a mistake on the test and they don't come back accurate.
Do New Orleans has a CDC also, or it's the one in Atlanta is
that's the headquarters. That's the headquarters.
That's headquarters. The people they got the right quote unquote resources to tell the difference between the SARS and the coronavirus.
Yeah, believe it or not, they got all these diseases there too. Every bad thing you can imagine is already there at the CDC. They test these things and look at these things and grow them every single day. That's their job. That's their job. Now it's funny. Last year they had this doctor, very smart man. I forgot his name. Black doctor that disappeared from the CDC in Atlanta. Ended up dead last year. Ended up dead floating around in the river.
I remember reading that article.
Now, I just thought about that. This year, the coronavirus come out. That's still fishy. They still never figured out if he drowned or was it foul play. How do you don't know? If he drowned, or was it foul play? This dude, remember this dude left out his house, left his car keys, left his wallet, left the door unlocked. But he was found with jogging pants on with no shoes.
Foul play, something was staged. Because the coroner...
It sounds fishy to me.
And they found him in the water too?
Now, he had moved up to like the 4th or 5th slot in the CDC. He moved up.
So he was learning more intel, and they was telling him more, and he was seeing more.
He was a very brilliant doctor. What if, I'm just saying, what if he had started talking? What if he had called his girl and said, hey, look, don't be around this area, be around this area. Or let's plan to leave because they're going to release this damn virus next year. That's just a question. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. You do enough research, you find out some conspiracies are true.
And all we want is the facts. That's all we want. We don't want to debate. We just want the facts. That way, let everybody else know that these are facts, not lies. Facts.
There you go. O. Yes, sir.
Somebody told I have a confirmed other person. Just know some people. Just networking. A guy I know, wife worked with the CDC in New Orleans, and he said that they was doing coronavirus testing in New Orleans already. They've been doing it for about 3 weeks now. No confirmed positive hits until today. So it's been circulating since roughly around Mardi Gras. I mean, it takes 14 to 21 days. I think we well in between 21 days from Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
And all the people, the bees come from China. The bees come from China. They show videos, and them people spitting on stuff at Escalade. Who's to say? And these people had the virus confirmed, had the virus before they even told us. But no, people got ways of getting videos, and we talking about video. Who's to say they ain't do something with them bees? Who's to say? And then the weather change and fluctuates in the south. So you don't know if it's hay fever. You don't know if it's pollen in there. You don't know if it's just allergies. It could be the coronavirus. All them people out there, you ain't watching them people where you at out there. Them people got them bees and touched this stuff there and went around their families. They came around y'all. They riding around on floats. Mm-hmm. They passing out shit. They sharing drinks and everything. They partying. They hugging each other, touching each other. And it can be transmitted all ways now. Touch, coughing, sneezing, animals.
Yeah. Residual from off of tables, chairs, door handles, whatever. You don't have to touch somebody with the coronavirus to get it. I was talking to some professionals this weekend. I went into talked to a few professionals. I called them up, some friends that I know, some top level nurses, and one of them that's working at a facility here in Baton Rouge is I'm not going to give you names or who she is, but she said they just now setting up meetings for the higher ups to learn what they're going to do for to stop an outbreak of the coronavirus in their facility. They just now doing it. Matter of fact, they don't go to the meeting until sometime later this week. So they had no plans.
No contingency plan.
No contingency plans.
They wasn't thinking that it would hit the way it's hitting. I mean, for them being where they at in medical research, just looking at things. But now they see going down the channels. Okay, it's this state. Background: what the countries Mr. Kelvin said that was infected with the virus, it's more than half, and it's spreading gradually. It's all the way around the United States. You think it's not gonna come here?
Yeah.
Every country except the motherland part in Africa.
Right.
Africa also infected, but it's not the motherland part of Africa. It's the outskirts where African people are not African people there. There's other mixture of people there. That's why it's there.
Mm-hmm.
They gotta have a host
over there. You got Chinese over there. You got those South Africans with the no melanin who calling themselves Africans. We talked about that on our spare time. Yeah, you got them there. Yeah, it's in them areas. It's in those areas. I still haven't. 3 weeks. I still hadn't found one case, one black with the coronavirus. One case of one death with a black with the coronavirus. I hadn't found one. If somebody found one out there, call us. Leave a link. Do something to let us know, because I hadn't found one in my research. So, this one right here in New Orleans, Mardi Gras. How many people from Baton Rouge went to Mardi Gras down in New Orleans? How many of y'all youngsters went down there? Probably a lot. Probably a whole lot.
I say a football game numbers. Just within 3-4 days, what the volume at a football game, and they can carry some people in them stadiums.
Yeah,
they can carry just in and out. Then people go out there to custom barbecuing and stuff. I mean, it's a real friendly place in New Orleans. So if you go to New Orleans and you never been to New Orleans, you come to New Orleans, you can always come back. You always come back, but that's how friendly and that's how it can be spread around.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, anything. Somebody could have got hold to the shit before y'all even did the parades and all y'all was doing. Sprayed something or coughed on something. And guess what? You don't know you sick, but you out there having a good time, drinking, smoking, meeting with people. You think you having a party in the life of your times. 19 days after that, which is close to right now, what Mr. Kelvin just said, first confirmed case. The first person that your body starts shutting down, or you start doing that, because if you had the cold, 3-4 hours, 2 or 3 days, you'd be over it. The flu, it might take 2 weeks, depending on how bad you got the flu, and then your immune system things. But this shit incubate. It hides inside of you. They say, like cancer, it hides inside of you, and then say, you know what? I'm gonna show my ass.
Yeah.
And then certain people get it, and they say don't come to the hospital if you feel sick. What you mean don't come to the hospital? I'm supposed to come to you when something wrong with me.
Right.
That's like calling the police if somebody breaking my house.
Right.
I'm supposed to call you. I'm supposed to call the hospital unless somebody hurt.
And then speaking of the hospitals, one of the things about it, if somebody walk in with the coronavirus, coughing and sneezing, the whole hospital is infected. Now, what they're not understanding, or what we don't understand as ordinary people, is that they used to use the low temperatures to keep germs down. But the coronavirus pretty much stronger than the low temperatures. That's why they usually keep it around 65, 63 degrees in hospitals. That's why everybody always so cold. That's to keep germs down. Most germs don't live long in those temperatures. Coronavirus is kind of a bitch, because this coronavirus lasts 9 days in any temperatures.
Any temperatures, cold or hot.
Yeah, ordinary temperatures. Now, not like on a stove or something like that, but in ordinary room temperatures or outside temperatures, the coronavirus is living. And if you drop it down below freezing, it's going to freeze and survive. So, if you walk into a hospital or emergency facility, coughing and sneezing with the coronavirus, that place is infected for 9 days, and everybody in there is gotten it.
I'm glad you say that. The first person that died in Washington State lived in a retirement home. Now, this place full of elderly people. I would say roughly, they didn't say the number, but I roughly say 55 to 60 elderly people. Now, he passed away. They trying to figure out how long it's been in the hospital. While they trying to figure out how long it's been in the hospital, the second person that moved away from there got sick. Mm-hmm. Now, they was in the same facility. It's been a week for him, so it kind of in 6 days. Well, 7 days. They said he died Wednesday. It was Wednesday of this week when they said it. Now, he been dead. They ain't even say nothing about that. Mm-hmm. But somebody else infected. The whole hospital infected.
The whole hospital
The
infected.
whole hospital infected.
They done had 10 people from that facility died, staff and all. The emergency workers who went into that place, they started getting it. They being tested. So with the people who being tested, like I said, it ain't but about 1,800. So that's here in the United States now. So that the people who's being tested is very select. You can't walk in and get you a coronavirus test if you feel bad.
Only 1,800 people was selected so far.
Had been tested.
And you probably have to really be showing some symptoms.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about the design of the coronavirus. Now, a virus, it's like let's imagine a little ball. And on the skin of the outside of this ball, you got little fingers come up. Now, in the tip of those fingers, you got different designs on the tip of the fingers. Now, when that coronavirus shaped like that get to a certain area in your body, it attaches to certain cells that can receive those little designs on the tip of your fingers. The coronavirus is one of those things that's attached to your lungs like pneumonia. It looks and acts like dust pneumonia or regular pneumonia. The coronavirus does that. Now it attacks so fast and so hard till your body tries to do the very best that it could to destroy this invader. So it heats up, which means you get a high fever. It uses when you to heat up, your heart starts beating faster.
More blood pumping.
You got to get more blood pumping. You are feeding the coronavirus at the same time your body is trying to kill it.
So you fighting an uphill battle with something that's designed to take everything you throw at it.
Yes, sir. Also, your body try to produce a mucus around this coronavirus as it's attacking your lungs and eating your lungs. Your body tries to put a mucus around it, pneumonia.
So your body think it's helping you, but it's hurting you.
Absolutely. With this virus growing and spreading and getting bigger and harder and stronger, and every time between 1 and 2 days, that virus and all the surviving cells of that virus are mutated.
So all them cells working for that virus now.
Yeah. It's mutated.
It's like an army in your body. Oh, you know what? This is what we're gonna do, and this how it's and then how your body reacting. That's how the world see you. Mm-hmm. And they infected. Mm-hmm. Well, of course, you gave me something that ate up everything supposed to fight off my. I'm the Walking Dead. Yeah, basically.
That reminds me of this. They had a movie. A movie came out. I think it was in the 90s, maybe in the early 2000s. Called what was this movie? Chris Rock played as the star. It was Osmosis Jones. It was a kids cartoon.
Oh yeah.
And it was about a virus coming into you, and Chris Rock ended up having to save the host. I think it was a white blood cell that ended up saving the host from this mean old virus. The host was a little boy. But anyhow, that reminds me of that movie. These monsters gonna show themselves. But it reminds me of that movie.
Gotta make it make sense.
Let's make it make sense, though.
Gotta make it make sense. Mm-hmm. I'm a design, and then the little spores that's on that ball, it's like keys or locks. You latch on to it, and you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna pump all this and this, and you're gonna use your vitals to fight this. It's like ants.
Yeah.
You step on an ant pile, all them bitches run out of there. I don't care what they doing. They could be carrying some dirt. You step on that bitch, they attack. They already know. Oh, somebody stepped on the house.
Yeah.
We got to go to work.
And once the receptors hook together, it's trying to exchange DNA. It's trying to exchange DNA so it can replicate itself.
That brings me to a good book read called The Gene Keys. It tells you about the receptors in your body, what your receptors are responsible for doing, if they are mutated, what they'll do. I mean, your body's a very interesting temple. That's why you gotta take care of it. Take care of your immune system the best way you can. I mean, I smoke, I drink, I do other things, but at the same time, I'm still taking care of my body as well. I mean, you gotta do something to get past what you're going through in life. And if I want to smoke a drink, let me smoke a drink. I ask you to buy me, dude. You smoking my shit up. I got too many beers. I got the store at the house. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Man, get that book, The Gene Keys, though. At the end of the book, you'll know how to levitate. That's what it say.
It sound interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah. But family, I just want to tell y'all, I'm trying to. If you're worried about it, and you're afraid, and you're not sure what to do, let me tell you. If you got a family of, say you got a family of 4, you go out to Home Depot, get your 4 buckets with lids. Go to a Sam's or a Costco. 1 bucket, you get enough rice to fill up 1 bucket. Another bucket, you get enough flour to fill up another bucket. Okay, let's say instant potatoes, those dried mashed potatoes. Get some of that. Get you a case of yeast. All this stuff don't go bad. You know what I'm saying? This stuff don't go bad. You're gonna use it. If you got a family of 4, you're gonna use this stuff. So, and you're gonna use it within a month or so. If you cook, I come from a family where we cook every day. No, we don't just go to McDonald's.
It's gonna get down to you gonna have to cook your own food,
right?
Because the coronavirus here, fast food gonna be jeopardized because people touching food with their hands.
Yeah,
a lot of people sneeze.
Yeah, you can get anything when you come in contact with somebody else. You can get anything or anything they came in contact with that had it. So when this stuff is just what I said already, that wouldn't even cost you $100 to fill up a bucket full of rice, a bucket full of mashed potatoes, a bucket full of flour, a little container at least.
Nobody ain't touching it, and it's safe because it's in a bucket and you got a lid on it.
Yeah, you got all your stuff. Bad. You could store it and get you a couple of cases of water. That'll be for cooking. Get you a couple of bags of charcoal.
Because it could be.
And start it. Because you're going to use this stuff anyway. Summertime, if you got 4 bags of charcoal in your garage, guess what? You're probably going to use that before the summer over with. I know I do.
Especially if you ain't had a hurricane and you ain't got no lights, you're going to use all that shit.
Yeah.
You gonna use all.
I know I do, especially with a family.
Yeah, you cooking everything in the freezer.
So this is nothing that you're gonna just throw away. This is stuff that you could use. This is stuff that you can use anyway. Even after, and if this is just not a great big terrible world-ending disease. If this is not something that's going to shut down the government or have you quarantined in your damn neighborhood, you can't leave out your neighborhood like they doing in certain places. Even if this is not one of them, you still can use that food. That stuff you're going to use anyway. If you cook rice, you can maybe cook rice for a month or two with a family of 4 or what have you. With a family of 6, you probably won't last.
Price expand, but yeah, six you kind of pushing.
Yeah,
you better hope one of them ain't hungry and they ate somewhere else.
Right. So if you're nervous about it, just go get that stuff. It's no problem. You spend $100 maybe, and you got it for a while. You're good for a while. You have nothing to worry about for a while. But if you got nothing but the little 1 week of stuff in your freezer, or 2 days of stuff in your refrigerator, you know.
This just in, we get live updates too. Italy has quarantined the whole country.
Wow. Wow.
So you think they can't do that to the United States?
Wow.
We don't know who's sick, man. This shit getting out of hand. You know what? Fuck it. Everybody. Videos from China. People getting drugged out their houses.
Yeah.
People being stuck in their house. They putting boarding up people's houses while they inside of them.
Yeah.
All they got is the food they got in the house, and hopefully they ain't gonna be shooting up in anything. Like Mr. Kelvin said, they got a whole lot of rice out there. I'm pretty sure they stocked up on some stuff, but fuck, how long they got you in there? They gonna leave you there to die. They gonna leave you there to die. They ain't gonna put them accounts though. On the book.
That's how they manipulating them numbers. That's how they manipulating them numbers. Now, these videos that we seen, it was supposed to be people sneaking, risking their lives to get these videos out of China so we can see what's really going on. We seen videos or they putting steel plates up to doors, locking people in, nailing those steel plates by poles to the concrete up against the doors, locking those people in. We seen the authorities, the Chinese authorities going into people's houses, knocking doors down, bringing them out, dragging the people out, kicking and screaming.
And they ain't never seen again.
They're not seen again. We seen videos of what look like body bags and bodies, people's in bodies being buried in the front of the apartment complex. They're just digging big holes, deep holes, throw bodies in there and put lye on top of them and leave the holes open because they got more. More of them.
And they sent 18-wheeler packed down caskets, I should say, to Atlanta. The 18-wheeler was full of fucking caskets. I ain't talking about the caskets that you put in the ground. We put our loved ones in. Right. They had a special kind of casket. Like they could put it somewhere and stack a whole bunch of them on top of it.
These are FEMA caskets, and what they are. They started designing these after Katrina. That's the first time I started seeing them after Katrina. These are not single caskets. These are 4 to 6 man caskets made out of plastic with plastic lids. And once they put it on, the lids will click and stay. These are 4 man,
like Tupperware.
Yeah, they put up to 4 to 6 people in these caskets. Hundreds of these caskets was headed to Florida just the other day on the internet. Just last night on the internet. Guy was driving down the street and seen them and filmed them.
And I appreciate y'all courage for y'all doing what y'all do to show everybody else that watch TV what's really going on besides what they talking about what's going on. Because what's going on they talking about, it's important in a way, but the shit that's happening to the people that they talking about is way more important than what they telling you. Because it can happen to me. It can happen to Mr. Kelvin. Oh yeah, we think y'all got hey, we good out here. You think that's gonna happen everywhere? It's gonna happen everywhere. Wherever the coronavirus is, believe me, they trying to find a way to initiate martial law. But they can the same thing they're doing to Italy. Right now, martial law. Nothing can move in or out.
Martial law. How is you going to shut down a country without having the military police and the police, the fire department, everybody who signed on as civil servants and has to participate. You got to. That's in your job contract. That's in your description. You have to participate.
If you don't, it's treason.
It's treason. Now, everybody with a gun at the end of the road, keeping you from leaving. Cops, helicopters, tanks, whatever. Now,
drones.
Just 2 years ago, there was this big thing about all this military equipment moving around. Just around and around. all this military equipment moving around. And people were saying they're getting it in place, getting it put in place for the FEMA camps, when the FEMA camps open up. Believe it or not, this country is broke down in 10 different regions, run by FEMA. Believe it or not, if you Google it, look it up, go to the Library of Congress, get the papers, get the pictures, get it, whatever you want, but it's out there. This country is broke down in 10 different zones controlled by FEMA. So all these pieces, everything was put in effect for martial law to be in effect, to be able to control the masses during a major outbreak of anything, whether it's alien invasion to earth, a nationwide earthquake, population control.
This is what happens. So guess what? This is stand for everybody because we don't know what's going on. We need to try to figure it out. So we put y'all over here. We can figure out what we need to figure out. But we already know what we need to know. That's why we're putting y'all over there. Because only a few select few get to be on this side. Mr. Kelvin mentioned them. The police, the fire people, the branches that signed that waiver that said, well, I work for my country. If I go against my country, it's treason.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do, I got loved ones. I got to put them behind barracks. We got to mass assault these people, killing 10,000 a day.
Yeah.
Because that's what they doing in China.
Yeah.
I bet you if they do the census after all this coronavirus and all this shit, at the end of this year, I bet the numbers didn't drop in all these countries. The numbers they're going to tell you that's dropped. Some of them, the numbers ain't going to be right. Because they're going to give you half the numbers.
Yeah, the number game that these people play is ridiculous. For example, back in the early 1900s, they did a census on black people. And in the early 1900s, black people was at 40 million. 40 million black people in this country. It's the early 1900s. It's 2020. Guess how many black people now? 100 years ago. Guess how many black people it is? 40 million. See, these numbers games, we hadn't changed. They hadn't given us any more. It's 40 million. I'm sure between 100 years ago and now, with the way we reproduce, I guarantee you that the numbers are more than 40 million. See, these number games that they play, the people who's in the hospital, that was in the hospital 4 or 5 weeks ago that died from pneumonia, that's not going to go on the coronavirus statistic.
They died from the
pneumonia or the flu. That's before they even tested for coronavirus. So, which we know this disease might have been here 3 months ago. Might have been here 6 months ago. Until we start getting the test in to test for the coronavirus, you won't know. Yeah. You do a nasal swab and see you got flu-like symptoms. Guess what? They're going to lay you down as a flu. Oh, that's the flu. But then they develop pneumonia and they can't get enough antibiotics and you can't get enough stuff in you to kill you and you die. Then they're not going to go back and test you and see if it was coronavirus.
Because you died from the flu.
You died from the flu, from pneumonia.
A symptom of the coronavirus.
Yes.
Submit a tax.
The killer part of coronavirus.
We can't test it, so we don't even know if you got it or not.
Right. So what's happening?
But he had the flu yesterday. He had the flu this morning. He died this evening.
Yeah.
It was the flu that killed him then.
Mm-hmm.
After doing all the compressing and looking, just making sure we checking our checking comments and things. We appreciate the support. People listening, taking time out their day because they want to learn a little knowledge and they want to be aware and they respect. We appreciate that. Keep them coming.
Absolutely. This is Monday the 9th. And we were just talking about, just came over the wires to us, that the country of Italy shut down the whole country. 60 million people, over 60 million people, shut down in Italy. Oh, what do you think about that?
It sounds like they need to get that stuff that you said earlier. Get them 4 buckets or some stuff because they ain't going somewhere for a while. Even right. The Pope's stuck over there too.
Well, he was supposed to be sick late last week. They said that he canceled a couple of events, and they said he was under the weather.
And I'm pretty sure they got coronavirus testing in Italy, huh?
In Italy, yes, they do.
I will hope they got everything else over there.
Italy tests about 8,000 to 10,000 people a day. United States, in 3 weeks, only tested 1,800 people. South Korea tests 20 to 40,000 people a day. They got drive-throughs, pull-up tests.
What about Mexico?
Hadn't heard anything about Mexico. Not one number from Mexico or nothing. Only heard that it's in Mexico. Never heard anybody number. Not one number. Don't that sound strange?
And Mexico and China run a race with people in the country.
So,
here and there.
Watch the numbers. Oh, watch the numbers. They give you numbers from Canada. They don't give you numbers from Mexico. Mexico, much as our border is Canada.
Shit, left and right. One side Canada, other side Mexico.
What you saying?
No confirmed. And nothing has been received about Mexico. Mexico been out there, unless they putting the wall up over there. They can't bring the cameras over there.
Coronavirus can't jump that wall.
Shit, they been going through the wall. Somebody spit on the wall. The wall got the coronavirus. Shit. The wall contaminated for the next however many days. Because anybody walking up to it, touching, trying to get over it, they getting the coronavirus. And they for sure ain't gonna let you get in the country if you got the coronavirus. You gotta go under the wall.
Yes, indeed. But back to Italy. Italy, 60 million people on lockdown. 60 million. Italy was testing enough people to where they found out for real what's going on. 370 million people in the United States. Only 1,800 tests was done as of yesterday. Italy, 60 million people. They do 10,000 tests a day. Think about that, people. United States only did 1,800. 1,800 tests. How many people are walking around with this disease that hadn't been tested? How long have they been walking around? How many people that died earlier this year that didn't get tested? When you die from a pneumonia, you don't get tested for coronavirus afterwards.
Yeah, the overall consensus is you had the flu or pneumonia.
Yeah, that's what you died from. Get the stuff, the survival stuff that I told you about. Just get that, and if you can, don't rush out. Don't try to hurt yourself. Don't fight for nobody for it. But if you can, get that, and even if nothing happens, guess what? You got a storage of food. You don't have to go to the store for rice for a long time. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what I say, family. Get your food, get your stuff stored up, your little water.
Hey, they showed some of the stores shelves was empty because they was buying all the sanitizer and the travel type soap.
Yeah.
But lotion and everything else was still full to the top. But they showed, now I might be doing this for a media scare also. Tell you go buy all this shit, buy this shit up. Oh yeah, you need to sanitize shit. Now you got 40 bottles of sanitizer. What you gonna do with that? You can't eat sanitizer.
You sure can't. That's just people with money
And
to
you put
throw
that
away.
in your mouth. Yeah, you put that shit fight germs. You put it in your mouth, it's gonna kill you. You put your mouth full of germs. You can brush your teeth, wash your face, you can spit water all day. You
Yeah.
still got germs in your body.
Yeah.
60 million people though. So what you think these people doing? And the boat's supposed to come back today too.
Yeah. Trump administration is bringing back the Princess Cruise liner that was off the coast of California with 3,000 people on it. 190 tested positive. I think it was 190 tested positive, but all 3,000 is going to depart in California and then go to a holding facility for 14 more days.
What you think they be doing in holding facilities while you think they got recreation up in there, or they just sitting in a glass shell, or depends on who they have quarantine, I would say, because we ain't talked about the people that in quarantine, locking them up in their house where they can't come outside, and body bags being tossed in holes, and people getting drugged out their houses. So them people would think that's that time of the part where they getting drugged out the houses and getting put in these holes. And as you say, the United States Army, anything having to do with police down the line are contributing to this stuff. And some people can't fight against this. The elderly can't fight against that. They can try to put their fight up, but they'll just shoot that person and drag their ass out anyway.
Yeah. And put it in a body bag. I don't give the monsters. I don't doubt the monsters on nothing, no atrocity. Has been I don't put nothing past them. Has been a black person is in America and has been in America. You think of one horrible thing that anybody can do to the next person. The most horrible thing in your mind that one person can do to another person. You think of every single thing from the least to the worst. And the white people have perpetrated that on black people. I don't care what you could think of that's the worst thing you could think of I can do to another person. You think of it and they've done it. These people, the monsters have done it. Now, I'm not talking about every single white person, but the monsters have done it to black people. Thinking raping a man is the worst thing? Taking his wife and raping her in front of him, take his children, rape them, take his children and sell them, take his children and murder them right in front of him, cut the baby out of a woman's stomach, tied up to a tree, whoop a man till his skin fall off his back. What's the worst thing you could do to one man? They've done it. So family, get yourself together. Quit listening to the idiot down the street that don't know nothing. Mr. Cigar, walk around. I'm a cigar man. I got brains. Or I got a very nice car. I keep my house up nice. Women coming in and out. Everybody in the neighborhood like me. But I got no damn common sense. I don't think about nothing. But I can get you to listen to the information that I put out. You got an extra $100 around the house. You got $100 that you ain't gonna die if you don't have. Just get these supplies. If you don't worry about it. You'll be the guy who goes out and try to steal mine, or the one who listened and got their supplies.
They can help somebody else with it. Feed the community. See, all it takes is one. We can stand this together. This might be a challenge to see if everybody gonna stick together. In British Columbia, the people there are saying they don't want no intimate congregational meetings. If you go to church, they want you to have virtual church. If you having family get-togethers, they want you to refrain from kissing and hugging each other because it's that bad in Great Britain. The lady was talking, she was crying. And I found that interesting because she said they don't want to do the things that they usually do for a while until they get this contained. So you don't want me to hug and kiss my mama. She might have the coronavirus. Well, fuck, if I kiss her, she gonna get. I want it anyway. And my mama got to give it to me. You know what I'm saying? She don't deserve to have it. Give it to me. Pass it to somebody else. You know, if you could be a carrier, pass it to me.
Yeah.
But and they ain't quarantined yet.
That's right. Man, like I said, getting the testing done. It's getting the testing done, and
you think they're gonna provide more testing for places that need it before they even encounter coronavirus, or other places that already got the coronavirus? It is 14 to 21 days waiting for it to surface. I pretty much think it's everywhere because people, tourist people, they have to. The coronavirus probably around about 8 months, maybe. I mean, from last year to this year, I say about maybe 8 months in my mind. They probably told the world about it about 4 months, but somebody could have had that shit in August of last year, and they ain't pick it up to December. August, a carrier, he could have been to every major city in this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Digging in his mouth, just going to different restaurants. Don't even order nothing, just pick up a damn cup. Pick up a cup. The waiter got that motherfucker. She gonna talk to her friend. She touch on the show. Your immune system high. You don't even know what it is. It's like a bug. You know, a bug gotta incubate, like you said. Mm-hmm. They incubate, then them spores start growing, and then that's when you start having these outbreaks of, oh, that's one person. Oh, there's two people. Oh, there's three people. Oh shit, how many other people? Now you don't know if you got it, and it's floating around. From coronavirus. So it was something they trying. The swine flu was worse because anybody can get the swine flu and die. Anybody can get the swine flu.
Yeah, but
couldn't fight that shit. That shit, you got the swine flu, it's over with. 1 million people. My calculation minus what they say.
Right.
At least 1 million because they say Hitler killed that many people. He had to be killing at least 15,000 people a day. That ain't happening. 15,000 people, you just got a firing range. You ain't got that many bullets. You need a nuclear bomb to kill that kind of people. 15,000 people a day. They had them to the slaughter. They quarantined them people over there. For what? You want world dominance. World dominance is not going to happen. You can't have everybody listening to what the fuck you saying and you ain't helping nobody. You want to take and not give. They ain't going to happen. No, you can't do this. You can't do that. You see, they ain't talking about gun laws no more. They lessening up on school shootings and mass shootings, everything about the coronavirus. See, they just keep throwing stuff at us. It'd be bad. It'd be bad. Oh yeah, you know what? Next week is gonna have dog disease. If a dog by you, if you got a dog, you got dog disease. Now this dog been in the family 30 years. Everybody met the dog. The people that dead met the dog got the dog disease. You know, he dead and gone. If you me by and said he had dog disease.
Yeah, man. Back to Italy and this corona, you know, and how to keep yourself together. Like I say, take your vitamins, keep your immune system up, eat right, and exercise. Keep your immune system up. Even if you confined to a couch, you can exercise. If you can move your hands or arms, you can exercise. Drink lots and lots of water. Lots and lots of water. If you weigh 200 pounds, you should drink 100 ounces of water a day. That's it. If you're not exercising. So, if you are, you need to add like 50% to that. Anyhow, getting back to the corona, this thing is, it done spread it a lot faster than the world will know. And it's maybe 6 months old, 8 months old. Who knows exactly how old it is, but they haven't started detecting it or screening for it or finding it only for like 4 months. So that means in 4 months you don't know very much about this disease at all. At all. So being 4 months to 8 months old, this coronavirus done hit. Mine ain't even a year old. Done hit death totals in the world, confirmed with their numbers right now, 3,500. You said that's not very much. Like I said, what we're talking about, all the ones that made a miss 6 months ago, all the way up until they started testing, or the ones who's dying right now who didn't get a test. So you got to understand it about the numbers that they play with. But
let's talk about some of these, more of these numbers that that's coming in, and some of the confirmed cases versus people sick versus deaths.
Yeah. Italy. 60 million people in Italy. 60 million on lockdown. China. 1.2 billion people in China. China locked down over 500 million people. The United States only have 370 million population. So that's everybody in the United States
And
plus some been on lockdown in China. Now these people can't get words out. They risk their life to try to get out pictures of what's going on in China. Because China is a communist country. China don't even have open internet borders. So your internet can't go into China. China internet can't go into the rest of the world. And these numbers can be set up any way the people in charge set them up. Anyway.
Italy's quarantine lasts to April 3rd. Also, people are ordered to stay in their house, do not come outside, refrain from any other kind of communication with people unless it's virtual, basically cell phones and things, so they can track what y'all saying and everything. Israel has a mandatory 14-day. Missouri also has a quarantine. So you're seeing all these states and different places that this virus is surfacing. They don't know how to handle it because there's not enough testing also. But it's coming because it's been around, but it's just starting to surface. It's starting to slowly but surely quarantine all areas until they can see who have it and who don't. Now, how we know they ain't got it? They ain't giving it to people. Oh, we're going to give it to y'all, but we got the vaccine for you. You're supposed to serve and protect. Don't serve me and then try to... No, it don't work like that. These people getting dragged away. I mean, it's a perfect way for a purge. They don't want y'all to go crazy out there shooting people. So you know what? We're going to engineer it. We're going to let it go at the pace we need to go. That way we can put the bodies. We know we got enough things to put them. And this will be all over. Another aspect as a Katrina or a flood or something.
Yeah. Zombie effect. A zombie effect.
Reanimation.
Let's think about a zombie effect. One zombie get it, bite another person. He get a zombie disease to that person. Zombie bite another person. Now those two people got it. Those two people go out and bite two people.
4 people got it.
Now, it go worldwide. Because by the time I bite you, you jump on a plane. By the time you get over to Japan, you done already infected everybody around. By the time you turn, See, that's a slow-moving disease. The zombie effect. How it got all the way around the world. That's slow-moving.
Infect the person, get on something mobile, go take it all the way around.
Coronavirus is a fast mover. I don't have to bite you to infect you. You got to contact. All you have to do is come in contact with the virus from somebody who I gave it to, who I contacted to. All you got to do is walk in the same place that I walked, or somebody.
This could be 10 days ago.
10 days ago.
10 days ago. Everybody walked in there for 10 days. Everything they touched, everything they bought, everything was put out was just re-registered to the coronavirus. The people in the stores working there got it, putting it on the cans, putting it on the food. You touching the food, the water, everything.
Now, after 10 days, all them people that come in contact, they got another 21 days before they turn into the zombie. So and everybody they've been around for those 21 days turns into the zombie. That's a fast-moving disease like the coronavirus. That would be a fast-moving disease, just like the coronavirus. I don't have to touch you to get the coronavirus. I could be on a ship that you was on, and you coughed around the railing, and I touched it 9 days later. And I got the coronavirus. That's fast-moving. This disease is so fast till they don't even know nothing about it. They know very little about it. They know it's a virus and know it's from the cold virus.
They learn about it, it changed on them.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, we thought we had it. Oh, it's just mutated. Oh, shit.
That's why it's going to take them over a year and a half. They got to get enough different strands to even develop a vaccine to take out that little piece of family member. Family member, because everybody seems to be getting this confused with just the regular cold, the flu, or the swine flu, or Spanish flu, or what. This is different. Just like each one of those was different. This thing is different. Now, let's go into that a little bit. All these is different. So, how to handle them is going to be different. You're not going to know exactly what to give. Your virus detection is a swine flu virus detection. It will not work on a coronavirus detection. To detect the coronavirus, you got to have the coronavirus test. The test for this strand, you got to have specific information that you gather from a test. The regular flu test may come up negative for when you got to deal with the coronavirus or the swine flu.
Take a host that died from the coronavirus and test their blood, test what you test to see what's different. And then that's how you go about making something that you need to put in somebody's body to try to fight it off. Okay, this is what's different. Mm-hmm. Like when they find antifreeze in somebody's body. Or they find, you got to really look for it. That's rat poison. You got to really look for it to find it.
You pretty much got to be looking specifically for it. That's the same way it works with the coronavirus.
What causes cardiac arrest, okay? They look specifically for, he had a heart murmur, this, that, and other. But the coronavirus, it specifically targets going for the respiratory system. Okay, when you get in there, you attack the lungs, I'm going to beat the heart up, and then we're going to kill the kidneys. A whole organized plan.
Yeah. And this thing is, you got to...
It's moving, too.
And it's mutating, so they got to get a certain amount of different mutations to come up with a good vaccine for these things that will take out the whole family of these things. Let's say a family of it. Check this out. I'm gonna try to give an analogy of this family. Let's just say it's John Johnson is my great grandfather. John Johnson's family. That includes, let's say John Johnson is my great grandfather. Yeah. John Johnson family includes him, his wife, his kids. That's the common code. Him, his wife, and his kids. SARS come from the Cole family. John Johnson Cole family. But it's only happened to his wife. Now, coronavirus. John Johnson Cole family, his wife virus, and one of her kids now. It's coronavirus. COVID-19. What we in? John Johnson family, wife Cole, daughter SARS. Now, her daughter is coronavirus. These are all different people. The coronavirus, the Corona-19, which is her daughter's, they're all different strands. They're all different people from the same family. Coronavirus, Corona-19, all from the same family tree, but it's not the same thing. To kill the father, the great-grandfather, the mother, the daughter, and her daughter. They're all different people. That means they're all different things. This coronavirus is not the same thing as the SARS virus. It's not the same thing as the Spanish flu. It's not the same thing as the common flu. It's not the same thing as the cold. It is different. So you got to come up with new techniques to change those receptors at the end of your fingertips that we talked about earlier. To fight this virus, you got to put blockers, receptor blockers, into your body. But they will always be there. They're going to reproduce enough to always be there in the common cold, in the coronavirus, in the COVID-19 virus. They're going to always be there. Even if you survive it.
Make it make sense. That's all we want. We want the truth. We ain't debating. We just want the facts. We'll let you know the facts too. Put our facts together with the facts of life.